Today we're going to cover how to set up and use the PTS to test builds. When you create a new character on the PTS, hold off on setting anything up over here on the right. First we must select the drop-down menu in the upper left corner and select maximum level. This is important to unlock everything to be able to test. As you can see, when I selected it, the character was once again randomized. I am currently changing my Magsork over to a stamina build, which is what I intend to test with this character. On the live server, my sorcerer is a dark elf. You must name the character just like the live server before you can create the character. I don't really bother with what they look like. Then we'll load into Craglorn. All of your settings start out on default, such as being in first person. The only add-on I use on the PTS is CMX so that I can see how the build is performing. The next step is to set up a test house. You're given plenty of crowns to purchase whatever you like, as everything on the PTS costs only 1 crown each. I'm going to purchase this home from the crown store as it is quick and convenient. You also have plenty of gold if you wish to purchase a more optimized parse house to use. With your housing chosen and you travel inside, it's time to begin setting everything that you will need up. For example, I will need to purchase a transmute station to recreate gear for my build and a trial dummy to test it out on. You can also purchase crafting stations. But as you can see, you're given all that you need right in your inventory. I also need the Thief Mundus stone as I am testing a DPS build. Inside your inventory, you will find several gold boxes. I flip through them here, pulling out things that I will need for testing. The most important things to note are as follows. Each crate contains a copy of itself within, along with many useful items that would otherwise have to be farmed, such as upgrade materials. And as long as you take the new copy of itself out before destroying the expended one, you will effectively have infinite materials. Next, the Alliance draft potions function just like essence of spell or weapon power. Lastly, be sure to check which copy of the crate you are destroying before you do so, as to avoid accidentally destroying the copy that is filled with an extra copy of itself within. And I will also grab the tester's lunchbox as well as a few potions here. For me, I personally like to make and test my builds with the food, potions, and skills that I intend to actually use in content. As you can see, the tester's lunchbox contains all the most popular buff foods, including RTM takeaway broth and even lava foot, but I'm not going to run those in actual content, but will happily use the cheaper dubious Cameron Throne buff food with extra health plus decent damage potential and regen. I will come back and grab a Bistat Health and Max Mag buff food if sustain is too high for the sets I'm going to use. But I always use foods that have health added to them, so it's easier to survive enemies that fight back and mechs that damage the group. This is a personal preference though. I will take out soul gems in case testing takes a lot of trial and error and need to recharge my weapons. Then I will take the ewer of enchantments, open it up and hit take all to receive another ewer and the 3 boxes of enchantments. If I ever run out of something, I will take out a new box from within the old one and destroy the used one with all the unused pieces. This saves a ton of time gathering supplies and making potions or food, etc. Now that we have our supplies covered, we're ready to begin setting up the rest of the build. Since we are a max level character, we have all 64 attribute points available to spend, and I will go ahead and dump all of them into stamina real quick, as I'm making an optimized group stamina DPS here. Also, because we selected a max level character, we are also granted every possible skill point in the game, and every skill line is fully unlocked and every passive is already purchased, as well as the base skill in every tree except your class skills. Your class skills are also fully leveled. You just have to put a point into the base skill first. In the upper left you can see that we have 300 skill points available to spend on skills and morphs. All skills and morphs are fully leveled, so there is no need to level them either. I did not show this part, but respec scrolls can be purchased for 1 crown if you want to quickly change any morphs to try out. Let me grab the Thief Mundus stone real quick, then it's over to the transmute station to begin recreating gear. You can purchase other Mundus stones if you wish to try those as well. Once we activate the transmute station, you will notice that you have access to every single set in the game, and they are fully collected. This means that we can recreate any gear to try for only 25 transmute crystals, which we have maximum amount of. Every time you create a new max level character, it will resupply you back to maximum, and you can deconstruct it for 25 crystals, allowing you to test endlessly any and all sets you can think of to optimize your build. Also note that you will have every trait researched for every piece. This gives unlimited range for creativity, even if you are trying to make a solo build for Infinite Archive or Arenas. I'm going to be testing a Koro Riptide and Way of Martial Knowledge build with double bows, as I prefer ranged builds over melee, hence why I've been mag-based for so long. I will be leaning into this tendency as it's what I prefer. I did grab a copy of Harpooner's Waiting Kilt just in case I'm struggling to reach crit cap, but really prefer the Vel Audi or Mage right now. I mixed up two builds I'm testing here and looked at Dagon's instead of Martial Knowledge, and that influenced my decision to make Slime Craw in light instead of medium. This will be corrected before the next video. After I made the Mythics, the next thing I made was my arena weapon, as this will be a traditional style build. The perfected version isn't necessary, but as I already have it collected on the live server, I went ahead and made the perfected version. I do not suggest grabbing perfected versions of gear for content that you cannot complete, as it will not reflect on the live server when you make the build with unperfect. You can, if you like, as a way to motivate yourself to try harder to collect it. The rest of this setup will be pretty straightforward, recreating Koro Riptide and Divines, which I also haven't perfected on the live server. Another little trick to keep in mind: body sets do not have to be all on the body and can be used on the jewelry. In fact, because perfected Koro jewelry comes in gold as standard, it will save me resources on live to plan one piece to be a ring. But since the other set is light and the mythic I want to test is an amulet, I only want one piece of the second set to be on the body. Therefore I will plan to leave the waist slot open for the Martial Knowledge set as my one piece of light armor for Undaunted passives. Remember, I looked at the wrong set when making this video, so I thought my second set will be medium. Easy to fix, so no worries. I also forgot to recreate an amulet of Koro Riptide while filming this. If you decide to watch the raw audio footage, which I will keep posted on YouTube, you will see me make the error here, but for this version it was cut. Last thing I will make during this video is Slime Craw and Light Armor. These will be corrected before I begin filming the next video, as well as making the other set and setting up my skills. The last thing I want to note for you is that when recreating gear, they already come with a base enchantment. This enchantment is scaled with the quality of the gear. This means that if you recreate gear in gold, the enchantment it comes with will be gold as well. Same is true for purple. This enchantment, if you do not override it with a new one, will upgrade with the gear. If you do not have the upgrade material to gold out gear yet, and it comes with the type of enchantment you want, it's perfectly fine to not make a gold enchantment for that little boost and save resources instead. I hope this video was helpful. There is a bit more information covered in the raw audio version if you wish to check it out, but bear in mind that the audio is really bad quality, as I do not have a decent microphone, and I do ramble a bit. Check the description for a link to the awesome creator who made the sick beat drop that I used for the house setup portion of the video.